Mega Man X Legacy Collection.
Hi. Still in pain. I guess we're gonna do Mega Man X2. It's funny, a lot of people assumed by the name Mega Man X, of course, that was gonna be the 10th Mega Man game, and they were skipping ahead. So when X2 came out, people were like, I remember some people being like, what? Huh? How is there an X2? Wasn't that Mega Man 10? How do you have Mega Man 10 too? Of course, the fact that there's a Final Fantasy 10 too says, of course you can have a 10 too. Well, Capcom turned this out pretty quickly. Makes me wonder if they had a lot of crunch back in those days. But I think this fall must have come the following year. Yeah, the following year. It has been 6 months since the destruction of Sigma, and the list changed. The Maverick Revolt started by Sigma is over, but Mega Man X and the new generation of Maverick Hunters have yet to destroy all of Sigma's followers. Led by information gained by Dr. Kane, Mega Man X and the rest of the Hunters have tracked the last of the Mavericks to an abandoned Reploid factory. There they hope to wipe out the last of the Resistance. Little do they suspect that the real war is about to begin. So this game used a chip. It wasn't the Nintendo FX chip. Capcom had their own proprietary thing that they put in X2 and X3, which let them render these polygons here. Doesn't look quite as smooth as it does in, say, Star Fox, but it works. So we start out with another intro stage, which again kind of becomes a staple for the series. We actually have the dash boots to start with in this game. So those dash wall jumps become an integral part of the gameplay here to avoid getting smashed in places like that. And here comes our first boss. This is kind of straightforward. We just have to hit this thing in the head. A few times and it just drops. Alright, so these are the X-Hunters, or the Counter Hunters.
This is their leader. His name is Mega Man X.
Those who underestimated him are now nothing but scrap.
We won't make the same mistake. He is powerful, but he is blind to what is happening around him. Our Mavericks will keep him busy until we are ready. Yes. How is the plan proceeding? Collection is proceeding as scheduled. However, we are having problems with the control chip. We have little time. We must finish construction on schedule. We must hurry.
So these are Mavericks who have been collecting pieces of Zero to reconstruct a new Zero. Alright, so we've got, in this game, Wire Sponge, Morph Moth, Flame Stag, Magnet Centipede, Overdrive Ostrich, Bubble Crab, Wheel Gator, and Crystal Snail. So we're going to start with Wire Sponge. See these little weather control devices here. If you blow them up, it keeps it from changing the weather on you, causing rain and stuff like that. Turns out if we ride this one up, we can make a stop up here. And you saw I collected that hidden heart tank at the beginning of the level. There's an extra life right here, but more importantly, right here is the sub-tank. So, on every stage, there's a hidden exit here. This is where you would find one of the X-Hunters if they decide to hide in the stage. It'll show you on the map when they start appearing. It sounds like... yeah, it's having trouble doing the music here. Oh well. Yeah, again, that's a problem with emulating Super Nintendo. This is the Anniversary Collection that came out in 2018 for PC, Switch, and PS4. It sounds like the melody's not really playing like it's supposed to here, though. Alright, anyway, we got the health, we got the sub-tank, so we're in good shape. You just kind of have to... take it easy and you can dash through most of these problems. Alright, so Wire Sponge is not that threatening, but he does go into a Berserker mode partway through. There are ways to prevent him from doing it, but they're a little hard to pull off. You have to count your shots exactly. We're just gonna wail on him. Chances are good he's going to go into Berserker mode once I get him below half health. Yeah, I mean, if you can take him out while he's doing that thing on the ceiling, you can actually prevent him from doing this, but he's invincible while he's in this mode, and he's going to shoot lightning at us. It's not great. So the strike chain can be used to grab onto surfaces from a distance. Alright, we're going to do Wire Wheel Gator next. There is an armor part hidden in this stage. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a pain to get. So it's right up here, and normally you want to have the boots to get it, but if you do it right, you can... Yeah, I'm not having much luck here. Oh, almost had it. Wish I had somebody here rooting for me. There we go. So, see, it is possible. Alright, there we go. So you can do that without the boots. Alright, we got the gun upgrade. I think what's kind of smooth about the Mega Man X games is kind of plot-wise. You figure they must have had a lot of these games, at least the first 5 games, planned out in advance in terms of where they were going to go with them. I think with each revelation about Zero's past and where they wanted to go with it, I think famously Keiji Inafune kind of had figured that Mega Man X5 was going to be the last one, and that it was going to transition to the Zero series from there, but that wound up not happening. So to get up here, usually you want to have the ability to the Flame Stag's power, and you want to be able to charge up over there and have the dash boots. It's possible to get over there with just the ability to charge the wire. I don't really want to mess with that right now, so we'll come back and get that some other time. It's just far too easy to ram into those spikes and lose a life. So, I'm just going to go up here and show you here. There's another X-Hunter entrance. Again, we do not have an X-Hunter in this stage currently, so we're just going to walk on by that. These things are kind of a headache because they keep firing, and there's no real way to slip in between that. Alright, we're coming up to Wheelgator. Wheelgator is, well, this fight's kind of a mess. He can tug you down, and he can go underwater for long periods of time, just remain completely invulnerable. But what's possibly worst of all is he can create spikes on the walls that will kill you instantly. Again, we don't want to get too close to the water because, unfortunately, he can come up, just drag us down and really tear us apart. This is a really time-consuming fight. And I'm not listening to my own advice here. Okay. Again, mastering the dash jump on the wall is kind of key to dodging these, wheels without getting grabbed by Wheelgator himself. Ah! Alright, we're hoping he doesn't dash into the walls and start... he can spin into the walls and start creating spikes in them. It makes it really hard to, obviously, dodge when he takes away the points that you use to avoid him grabbing you. But so far, he hasn't done any of that nonsense. Alright, so that's Wheelgator. Alright, so we're back to the X-Hunters here.
I see now why Sigma fell at the hands of Mega Man X. He is quite formidable. I am not sure our Mavericks can hold him long enough. We may have to intervene.
Now here's Dr. Kane. You can see what I was saying before. He's kind of an old man.
Dr. Kane, what happened? A group of Mavericks calling themselves the X-Hunters have just contacted us. Greetings, we have all of Zero's parts.
They can be yours if you can defeat us.
We look forward to meeting you, X. X, Zero's control chip is still stored here. I doubt it is possible to resurrect him without it.
Dr. Kane, I've got to get Zero's parts back. At any cost. Alright, so we're going to do Bubble Crab next. You notice that the Sigma symbols, none of the teleports happen there, so there is not currently an X-Hunter in this stage. I don't have the boots, so I can't, but I do have Wheelgator's weapon, so I can get through here and pick up that extra life. So there's two upgrades in this level: the Heart Tank and the Sub Tank. In order to get both of them, we have to clear this thing out. Before it gets too far. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. If it actually gets to the dock, it cuts you off from one of the exits to the level, and potentially from the if there's an X-Hunter in this level, it'll cut you off from that too. There we go. Takes a lot of effort to take that thing out. It's actually moving a little faster than it should be. Which is a little unusual. Ow. Ow. Okay. Alright. So, we do a quick jump from here, and we want to try and grab onto one of those platforms there. It's a little iffy sometimes, but if you can time it just right, you can clip up here, grab that heart tank. Now you can do that from the very start. You don't need the any of the upgrades. So this next one, it's generally recommended that you're supposed to have the boots and the gun upgrade and you're supposed to have Bubble Crab's own weapon. But if you're standing on this slope, there's a property where sometimes you jump just a little bit higher than normal, and you can latch onto that wall there, and without charging up Bubble Crab's own weapon. And skip across the water to grab the sub-tank. I don't really feel like messing around with it to try and do it right now, but it is possible. So if you're looking for a faster way to get 100%, that's a good way. It makes it so that you don't have to re-enter this stage. Because every other potential way of getting that thing involves, you know, beating Bubble Crab first, then re-entering this stage. So, earlier I mentioned, hey, there's another exit to this stage if you... so if you come up here, the fish actually destroys this entrance. But if you make it up here before... if you kill the fish first and get up here, you can go through here and fight the X-Hunter. Otherwise, that dot closes. Alright, so we're going to go in here and take on Bubble Crab. He's not much of a threat, but he has a shield that he can bring up. And that makes him a little more obnoxious. Most of his attacks involve him trying to ram into us with those claws that come out of his shoulders. He can shoot bubbles at us, but they're easy to dodge. If you want to take him on first, he's not a bad choice. It just takes a while to wear him down because that shield keeps coming up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go into Flame Stag stage. There is going to be an X-Hunter in this stage, so we're going to track him down and fight him. So we want to make sure that this beetle rocket thing does not crash into that wall there, otherwise it explodes, and we can't get this item up here. We kind of want to lure him up here. You can actually stand on top of that platform on his forehead. Get up here. There's a sub-tank. Alright. So there is a heart tank here, but we have to chase the lava to get to it. Or escape the lava to get to it, I should say. Fortunately, it doesn't kill us in one hit, so it's not that risky to try and go for that. It's really one of the easier upgrades in the game to collect. Alright, so coming up here is going to be how we're going to get our X-Hunter. We have to bounce off the wall here, come up here, and lure this beetle into the wall here. Get him to crash through there. That breaks the wall, and we can come around. Here's our door. And this is Agile.
Welcome, X. Your destruction is at hand.
So I do not currently have his weakness. Fortunately, he's fairly easy to beat with normal shot, and unlike in X3, we're not required to finish him off with his actual weakness. He's being a little cagey today. That dash is always deadlier than you might expect it to be. Try not to, you just have to try not to stay on the ground too long. Yeah. Alright, we'll try it again. Yeah, so I got some takes. I suppose I can use them if I get in that much trouble again. The lag on firing is kind of screwing me up a little bit here. Alright, and that's Agile down.
I may have failed, but you will never live to see zero.
You got Zero part number 3. And there it is, sitting there in my inventory. We got Zero's legs. So the gas here doesn't actually hurt you until these little flying squirrel things ignite them. really not much to worry about here. It's just a little annoying at this little gap here. But that's the end of the stage. So we're going to use Bubble Crab's Bubble Splash here. I think the speedrunners just use normal shot because it's faster that way, but yeah. But this kind of just lets you get him into a... It's not quite a stun lock, but you get him into that pattern. He doesn't go roaring across the screen. So again, this weapon opens up a lot of the game, because it basically gives you a second dash when you charge it up with the gun. Ow, ow. Alright. So we're gonna go into Morph Moth stage. We actually need Crystal Snail's weapon to pick up the heart tank in this stage, so we're gonna have to come back here later. But if you freeze one of these guys, you can get up there, and there's a heart tank up on the ceiling. On the roof, rather. So here's one. You normally would need the helmet upgrade to find that there was a secret passage here. But now that we already know that, we don't need the helmet upgrade. We can just use Wheelgator's power to get through here. And sure enough, here's the armor upgrade. So the armor in this game actually counts the number of times you're hit by enemy attacks, and well, you get this screen clearing attack there. But only if you've taken enough damage to charge it. Alright, so this is the parasite fight. He's going to keep digging up these robots. So you want to try to kill him in those precious few moments when he's outside of one of those giant robots. If one of those things grabs onto X's head, it will screw up your controls. Reverse the directions that you push for a limited time. Ah. I don't know why he's falling off the ladder. I'm not pushing jump. There we go. What the heck. Alright, anyway, so over here is where the X-Hunter would be. But we don't have an X-Hunter in this stage right now. I'm just going to drop down here. I think my sub-tanks are full, right? Oh, no, they're not. Okay, let's try and collect those then. And there we go. Alright. That's still not quite full. Alright. Well, let's try to keep from getting hit here so I can collect some more health for that. There are spikes all along the floor there, so you want to use the lift from the suction from the garbage there to carry you up a little bit as you leap across that room. Yeah, I took a hit. That's okay. Alright, so we have a second mini-boss fight here with one of the pink parasites. Second verse is pretty much the same as the first. This thing's gonna hop around the room and keep trying to... He's gonna dig up multiple corpses here for him to possess. So Morph Moth is going to go through two forms, a larval stage and a moth stage. It is possible, I've read, to kill him before he actually turns into moth, but I've never managed to pull it off myself. I don't know how it's done. Again, you really have to master the wall jumps to get through over top of him in order to dodge that ring. The moth form is pretty much just him sliding back and forth and shooting this pollen at you, I guess. I don't know what I'd call it. He's going to use his ability to fly to try to get away from you. Overall, not one of the more difficult bosses in this game, but you really do have to have a handle on how to do the wall dash, you know, where you just hit jump and dash at the same time in order to get over top of him and dodge around that ring. Alright, so our next target is Magnus Centipede. This stage is a bit weird. Those spotlights there will cause these things to break off the ceiling and attack you. So you really don't want to get caught. If you can, you know, if you can manage it, you want to avoid being seen. And this is why. So you can grab onto that, come up here, and pick this up. So you have to follow the exact pattern I'm doing here in order to avoid being smushed by these bricks. Yeah, you just have to stand back here for this. Up there is a sub-tank, but we do not currently have the boots, so we cannot get the second air dash we need to collect them. So we'll have to come back here later. Alright, so this mini-boss, you have to hit the sword in the hilt. Behold the power of polygons. Alright. Ah, I always get spotted there. That's alright. It causes this section to start targeting you a little more aggressively. The more of those little crosshairs that grab you, the more difficult the upcoming mini-bosses. Here's the X-Hunter entrance. No X-Hunter in this stage, so we're just going to go this way. So this mini-boss here is, the more times it scans you earlier, the stronger he becomes. But we didn't get spotted once there. Well, we got spotted once, but the scanner didn't catch us. So he's much weaker than he could be. Alright. So this part, no matter what, the alarm goes off, everything starts dropping out underneath you. You really have to dash jump across these gaps. Alright. So Magnus Centipede, while he's got his tail on, he's actually a huge threat. Taking him on without the Silk Shot is actually rather difficult. He can draw you in and then start draining your energy, but all we have to do is hit him once with this, and his tail falls apart, and now he's not much of a threat anymore. All he can really do is teleport around the room now and throw projectiles at us. He can't try to suck us in and drain our health. Of course, he can extend the fight as much as he likes by just endlessly teleporting around the room. Well, that's Magnet Centipede down. So we got 2 Mavericks left and 2 X-Hunters left. So we know we're going to have an X-Hunter in each of the next 2 stages. You can actually direct the magnet mines with the D-pad. So it's a nice thing to have. So we're going to do Crystal Snail next. It looks like we have Surges as our X-Hunter in this stage. I'm going to see if I cannot get away with collecting the heart tank in this level. It can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. If you don't have the boots, this is actually a little bit more difficult than I'd like. There we go, we made the jump. You really have to kind of hover there. Just keep tapping the B button after you've done the dash jump, instead of holding it down, because if you hold it down, you run out of hover power very quickly, and you can't make it across the full length of the gap. Anyway, once we've broken this, we can just kind of slide across here. We have to abandon our ride armor there. To get that brick to open up. But then we come back, and we have to come back and collect the ride armor again. Now that the crystal brick has been destroyed, we can actually get the ride armor through here. And use it to smash these bricks here so we can create an opening. Once we've done that, we can dash jump over to here from that brick in the lower left. You don't want to destroy the brick in the lower left, otherwise that dash jump is difficult to do without the... I don't think you can pull it off without the boots. But here we go. We're in here, and we're going to go ahead and fight Surges.
I am Surges, and I cannot allow you to stop the unification. It is for the good of all.
Alright, so I think he's weak to the Silk Shot, I want to say? It can be a little tough to dodge his attacks, so he's really one of the more difficult X-Hunters to take on. Alright, that's got him. Good thing I had plenty of health for this fight, but yeah, he's a real headache.
You have merely delayed the inevitable. We will meet again.
You got zero part number 1. Alright, so zero part number 1 is the head there. So now we just need the arms. You want to hug the wall to the left here to not get destroyed by spikes. So, now that the ride armor's gone, unfortunately we can't get that extra life, but that's fine. So this crystal thing here is going to keep summoning more lasers as we fight it. And we need to crack that wide open. The faster you beat it, the less likely it is to summon extra drones. Alright. That's nice, we didn't get crushed by the block there. You can get killed instantly by that. Alright, we're going to try and slide down the wall here. If you hug the left-hand side, there's an entrance here. And here's where you get the helmet. So the helmet finds secret passages. If you already know your way through the game, you don't really need it, but it's important to have if you want to get the Shoryuken, because you can't collect the Shoryuken without everything. And that's a nice looking helmet, I always thought. It's showing me, oh hey, there's a secret passage there. Extra life. Alright. So here's a neat trick. If you have Silk Shot and the arm cannon upgrade, if you find certain rooms like this that don't make any sense, if you charge up the Silk Shot, it draws in items to you. And just in those specific rooms. Alright, so we gotta trigger this and then run like heck to get away from getting smashed. Ah, these bats are tearing me to shreds. Alright. Alright, Crystal Snail is one of the more difficult bosses. He can actually slow down time. And he can crawl inside his shell to make himself invincible. We're gonna try to keep him from getting back inside his shell. You can force him out of his shell with Magnet Centipede's weapon. Okay, this isn't going well. I think I'm just gonna take the death. He was about to slow time, too. And when he does that, it just becomes really aggravating. Every input is slowed down to a ridiculous amount. Yeah, he's gonna start off right away by doing the... Oh, okay. I guess not. Alright, he's gonna slow time this time. Yep, there it comes. So, again, if we manage to play keep away with him like this, he can't use any of his powers until he gets back into the shell. For those who are curious, the Magnet Mine is Agile's weakness. Alright, so we got Violin and Overdrive Ostrich here. The boots are actually in Overdrive Ostrich's stage, so it's... some people do this one first just to get those. I should say, that's right, I think you need Wheelgator's power to get to it, though. Anyway, you do need Wheelgator's power to get through here, which is where the X-Hunter is. So this is the only X-Hunter entrance out of the 8 where you actually are required to have beaten one of the other Mavericks in order to get to him. So, yeah, if you've left this and haven't beaten... if you find an X-Hunter here and you haven't beaten Wheelgator yet, you're going to miss your chance to fight the X-Hunter. And if you finish a stage that has the X-Hunter in it without fighting the X-Hunter, they won't reappear. You'll miss your chance to get the zero part. Alright, so here we go.
X, I shall crush you like a tin can.
Alright, so we're going to use Bubble Crab's weapon.
Cannot be! Now the unification is in jeopardy.
And we got zero part number 2. Alright, so in order to get the heart tank in this stage, we actually have to carry this ride chaser here through the whole level. Doing that is going to be a little difficult. We have to hit dash at just the right moments. Oh, shoot. I didn't shoot that down fast enough. Well, we'll have to go back and collect another ride chaser. Oop. I was not supposed to dash on that last one. Alright. Like I said, this is probably the most frustrating of the heart tanks to collect. Well, maybe the one in... as we're going to see, the one in Wheelgator stage is pretty bad, too. Yeah. Hit dash at the wrong time. Didn't time it right. Really need to get it flying off that ramp. Alright, there we go. And I have to time this just right, otherwise I crash into the spikes, which I just did. Well, at least I got the heart tank, so that's fine. I was going too fast, I didn't turn around quickly enough, that happens. But it still remembers that I collected the tank. So yeah, you do need Wheelgator's weapon here to collect the boots. Ow! 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 Okay. Alright, so now we have an air dash. Again, you combine that with the charged flame stag weapon, and you can really soar across the screen. Alright. Overdrive Ostrich is mostly about predicting where his little sickles are going to fall. This room loops endlessly. He can charge right through you if he wants to. But you can pretty much dash underneath him when he tries to do something like that. If he jumps in the background like that, he's going to try and land on top of you. So you just kind of dash out of the way like so.
Mega Man X, I've located the X-Hunter's base. It's at grid location 00. That's right, at the North Pole. Roger, Dr. Kane, I'm on my way. It'll take me some more time to reactivate Zero. Slow them down, Mega Man X.
Alright, so before we go chasing after them, let's collect the stuff we missed. So this is going to function much like it did in Mega Man X. We can escape the level once we collected the part we came for. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the speed burner here. This is Flame Stag's weapon. We get that double dash going. And there's our sub-tank. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so we're going to tag this guy with Crystal Snail's weapon to freeze him in place. And there's our heart tank. And now we're returning to the stage with Bubble Crab's own weapon. We can use that to Get us across quite neatly. Across, what am I saying? Up! Up! This is the direction we want to go. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna turn on Bubble Crab's weapon here, charge that up. Gives us a nice lift here. And you can see you can kind of skip on the water if you hit jumping up just as you touch it. It's a neat little effect there. You really have to be ready to jump off that edge there, very carefully. If you touch the spikes there, of course, it's game over. Alright, so I'm going to stop by an Overdrive Ostrich stage to fill up those sub-tanks. Why Overdrive Ostrich stage, you may ask? Well, you're about to see. If we come up here, use Will Gator's weapon to get through here. There's this empty room here. So we take out the Silk Shot, charge it up. Look at all this health. And now we got some full sub-tanks. Alright, so let's head to the Arctic. So each of these stages, we're gonna have a second fight with each of the X-Hunters. And they'll have changed their tactics somewhat. This is Violin's stage. And it's mostly about him trying to crush us here. Alright, we're gonna swap out the Bubble Crab power again. So, he hasn't changed as much as the other two will have, but yeah, he's gonna deploy mostly the same tactics, but he has platforms in the room now. Yeah, I hate to do this, but looks like I'm gonna have to.
What? No! How could you have overloaded my circuits? No!
Well, that fight didn't go too well, but it's dealt with. Alright, this is Surge's stage. Yeah, it's mostly just spikes and floating platforms. We have to wait for this one to come back down to carry us up. Hello, where are you? There you are. Oh, well, that was a waste. I did not mean to dash off that platform. I was trying to edge towards it, and I must have hit double tap forward to cause me to dash off of it. Alright. Alright, we're gonna use Silk Shot here to break open these, turrets. But his actual weakness here is going to turn out to be the Sonic Slicer. And we can stand here to be relatively safe. We're going to try to position ourselves so that each shot is going to tag him on its way up. Using too many of those.
This is impossible! The prophecy must be fulfilled!
So I'm gonna return to Overdrive Ostrich's stage to refill those sub-tanks, as I don't feel like going forward without full sub-tanks here. The end game here for X2 is a little nastier than it was in X1. Alright, we're good to go. Like I said, just a safety thing we're gonna do here, but, you can get those with the wire sponge power, but I'm not going to bother. Alright, so we have to guide these platforms up by stepping on them, jumping on them to move them around. This first one's not so bad, but this is going to get really frustrating in a second. Shoot, couldn't get through the gap. Alright, there we go. Alright. Ah!
Okay, well, that's not good. Yeah, can't quite make it. Okay. Almost. There we go. All right. Alright, so I have to lure one of these bats over here. Tag him with Crystal Snail's power. Then I can get up to this ladder here. Here comes the not fun part. Ah! Alright. Not sure how many lives I have, but we're gonna... might go through a few of them trying to get through here, because this is just a gauntlet of spikes. Alright, here comes the jump that's just... ugh. Alright. Ah! A little bit too late. Alright. We can do this. We can do this. There we go. So there's a gap here to the left. And if you've collected everything, this will be here. Wow, you're so cool! I'm not worthy! I'm not worthy! Step inside for a special surprise. I'm guessing somebody on the staff at for the translation was, on the US staff was a Wayne's World fan. Anyway, now we have the Shoryuken.
Justice with the Hadoken. We have to have full health to use it. Looks like we're not going to have full health going into this boss fight, but that's okay. Agile is not as tough as Surge's was.
No! This cannot be! Master, avenge me!
It's pretty much just a matter of guiding those mines into him. You can out-damage him. Alright, so for some reason we're back at the Sigma Fortress from the first X game. I don't know how that wound up in the Arctic, but so now we got some familiar pattern here of teleport capsules. Copying, you know, the way they did things in Mega Man 2 on. So I'm gonna try to... Oop! Yeah, no, that was expected, I suppose. Sure, you can my way through most of these, but it's not always going to be possible. Gotta have full health to do it, after all. The Shoryuken does multiple hits, so it doesn't actually... It's not like with the Hadoken, where it's an instant kill. Okay, that's not going to be enough. Alright. Well, let's see how it goes. Oh, no. Alright. Well, Wheel Gator. Okay. Well, y'all know how I feel about this guy. This is going to take a while. Not much to say here. Trying to think of what I was doing at the time when I got this game. I think I got it for my birthday. I was still in middle school, I'm pretty sure. I seem to recall a trip to the mall around the same time. Got to play my first Tekken arcade game. It was still an arcade there in those days. Oh, screwed that up. Alright. Well, at least I got it. Did I tag him once there? You really do have to hit them just right with the Shoryuken, unlike with the Hadoken, where, you know, any damage any touch they get on that is instant death. Alright, here comes Overdrive Ostrich. Because of the way his arena is set up here, it's a little harder to hit him. Yeah. Alright. Man, I'm taking too many hits here. Alright. Well, down he goes. I've got to knock him out of his shell before I can hit him with the Shoryuken, unfortunately. Oh, okay. He's not going to cooperate in that respect. He's always got to be a headache, hasn't he? You are the worst, Crystal Snail. He knew he had one hit left, so he just had to keep... Okay, that didn't go well. I think there's going to be no more Shoryukens for me. Who's next? Bubble Crab? Alright. Oh, I'd forgotten they put spikes on his ceiling now, huh? Well. Yeah, they make that fight a little harder by changing the arena on you. Okay. Alright. So here comes Magna Centipede. Alright, is that all 8? I think we're going into the final battles now.
It's been a while, Mega Man X.
What, Sigma?
It seems that the X-Hunters have failed, but don't worry. I have arranged for some new toys for you to play with.
Okay, so for some reason, we wind up back in Magna Centipede stage. Never quite clear on why. Don't question it. Nope, set off the alarm. Okay. That's not a great start. Now I'm not going to be able to Shoryuken Sigma. Unless that happens. Alright. Let's try this again. Alright, here we go. There's our Black Zero. What's going on here?
Look who I found wandering around, Mega Man. My friend here has a small problem with you. It seems that you let him die, and he's not too happy about that. Now I think it's time that he repays the favor.
So if you get here without collecting the Zero parts, this Zero is red, and it's the real Zero. But since we collected the Zero parts, Dr. Kane was able to reactivate Zero. And we skipped the fight.
Sigma, you should have studied the blueprints closer. There's only one Zero.
Wait, Zero, I know your secret. You were destined to follow me.
Maybe so.
But I still won't like you.
Fine. If you'll not follow me, then I'll watch you die. Once again. Zero.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mega Man X. The Gradients will have to wait. We've got to defeat all the Mavericks, including Sigma. I'll take out the main computer, and you follow Sigma. Let's go!
Here it is, X. Sigma lies, just ahead.
So, if you had to fight Zero, he pretty much attacks you just like he did there. He'll dash back and forth. You use Flame Stag's weapon to beat him fairly quickly. Alright, let's see if I can set this up. Sigma's weakness is Overdrive Ostrich's weapon, but he's extremely hard to fight here.
You are merely a bothersome insect, Mega Man X. It's about time that I crush you beneath my heel.
So he's gonna go into full-on Berserker Rage mode here. Yeah, I saw that coming. This really is one of the more difficult Sigma fights in X history. He's extremely unpredictable. And he can, as you can see, he can just decide to become invincible like that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use the sub-tank. Screw it. Finish him off with a Shoryuken. Nice way for him to go out. So this wireframe Sigma form can be Shoryukens as well, but it doesn't kill him in one hit. I'm gonna swap out to his actual weakness, which is Wire Sponge's weapon. You'll notice he doesn't have a health meter. We just have to watch what color he's turning. Alright, and that's got him. So that's GG.
Mega Man X, I've lost to you again. Each defeat only makes me stronger and serves to bring you closer to your ultimate doom. But something's not right. I don't quite understand. Why did Zero... He is the last of the Doctor's creations. Ah!
So that was the first hint we got about Zero's true identity. I'm not gonna spoil it here, I guess, but yeah.
Joined by his friend Zero, Mega Man X gazes out over the sea. Sigma has once again been destroyed, but X wonders if the fighting will truly end. Was Dr. Light's dream of a world in which Reploids and humans live together in peace merely a dream? The price of peace is often high, X thinks to himself. Who or what must be sacrificed for it to become a reality? And when the time comes, will he be able to do it? The future holds the answers. Or...
Alright, we're just gonna take a leisurely drive back this time instead of walking the whole time. I'm wondering what RP is supposed to stand for.
You as Mega Man X.
I always used to love it when they did that. Don't know why no one does that anymore. There's no message from Sigma this time. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to X3. Let me check the stream real quick.
Mega Man X.